everyone, Mark B here for another Outcasts stock market update. It's Sunday evening and these are getting a little bit later each week, but hopefully they are setting you up for Monday for the trading week. Today we're going to cover SPY, Nasdaq, gold, silver and probably Dixie. So last week was pretty jumpy week and we warned about trading around the 13th, which was CPI data release, and the market reacted pretty badly off that, which we'll look at in a minute. And then we've started to see maybe the signs of a bounce into Friday close. So let's have a look at what we got coming up this week. So it's going to be a busy week. So these are the sort of main trading events that will affect us trading wise coming into next week, all filtered for high impact. So on the 20th, which is Tuesday, there's some housing related stuff. Don't expect a huge amount from that, but the 21st looks pretty bad. So there's home sales. Then we've got the big one, which is Fed interest rate decision. We've got FOMC economic predictions. We've got Fed press conference. And Thursday we got job related news. And then on the 23rd we got Fed Powell speech. So that's going to be a bit of a tricky week to trade. So just be wary around US Open, New York Open times for trading this week. So let's get into the charts. Where's my charts gone? There we go. Hopefully you can see that. So 2 seconds. There we go. Right, so we'll start with SPY. So SPY, we've been really nailing these levels. We called the low down here, we called the potential high down here, and bottom down here, and another potential high down here, which we'll look at in a minute. So weekly stocks are crossing down. There's nothing else really of note there. Structure wise, we've got a high, low, we've got bounce, lower, low. We took out this one to make a higher high. Now this isn't looking particularly bullish. Now you can argue whether this was the low or this is the one that we need to take out, but it's not looking great there. However, there is a but. We did expect this and we did expect this, and there's something down here that we're going to look at now in a minute. We'll just flip to the daily chart. So let's cover stocks first. Again, not kind of telling us much there, only really interested them in the extremes or the mid zone there. So there's not much there. Okay, so what we looked at, let's just get our fib pull out. Let's pull this one down to here. Okay, so this one first. This was our main pull from here to here. We expected this rejection off here, off our diagonal. We'll remove that one now, and then we covered this fib pull here, and we expected the bounce down here, which we got. You can check in other videos what the reasoning for that was. We should get rid of that now. And then we covered this pull from here down to this low here, and what I said last week was I was long from down here. I closed my trades here and I was looking for either whether it was going to flip this level or whether it was going to reject to take the short. Now the problem with that short was the reaction was right on the Fed interest rate, the CPI day, and I decided not to trade on that day, which I think's it's a valid reason, but obviously the rejection from that was pretty big. So if you did short that level, well done. That was a nice one, but we did call that level out. So there's I think there's 4 levels there that we've that we've called out. So in terms of where we are now, we haven't really got any active fib pull. You can look at this one and say, yeah, okay, it's come back down again. I don't normally like using them twice, but something to note. I'm gonna take that off. But what we do have down here is this value area low where price is bouncing from. So I have taken along here. I think there was another. Is there another level down here as well? No, that wasn't. But you can see it's done a sort of swing failure of these lows and potential bounce here. I was sure there was something else around this level, but let's just see. Let's just zoom out. No, that was it. So if we look at this as and it's not the strongest play, I think you can say, okay, long to the 21, that would be a good TP. If not short, we've got 618 higher up, and then we've got these big nodes coming in back up here at 4132. So they're the levels to watch out for. Okay, if it breaks down further, this is an area of interest. The weekly here could be another bounce level, but also you've got these point of controls. One of this, what I've done here is isolated this little range and looked where the volume is, and there's a point of control there. And also if we look at the bigger range, there's a point of control coming in there as well. So those are the next bounce levels. If you are short, taking profit down at these regions and holding some, not a bad idea. But there's no other real obvious place for me. There's just that repeat 618 and this value area low from this range pull here, which I took. So that's it really for SPY. The only thing I was going to mention is there's another chart here for SPY, which is SPX, and it actually, with the way I trade with levels, there's some cleaner kind of levels here. You can see the weekly there. There's a nice weekly there, nice weekly here, one down here, and on the daily levels too, it's cleaner than the ES chart. So nice daily level there, one there, and one down below. So I might keep an eye on this chart and flip to it and see if that one gives us any better results. Let's just have a quick look at the volume profile. Yeah, see again, you've got on this one, that's what it was. You've got this. Just flick to the weekly. There was a weekly level here I was watching, and that value area, so that was the reason for taking the position there. But I think just a sort of fairly quick bounce play and then evaluate what happens. Probably not going to be trading this a huge amount into next week, just with all the news events. I might stay away. I'll just trade the London sessions on low time frames. And if the volatility gives us any of these kind of major levels, then be interested in those. Okay, so that's by Nasdaq. It's a very similar setup, so I don't tend to cover Nasdaq that much. But again, you've got this. The only slight difference, you got your 618 down here. There is a point of control down here, so again that could be something to watch for bouncies into next week. You can see the wick there on Friday, and there was some buy pressure off that level there. So yeah, quick one for Nasdaq. Okay, what we're going to go to next is gold. So yeah, again, gold is it's taken out this low here, which was, where was it, on the weekly level, 1685. Taken it out and has closed below, which it hasn't done since June 2020. You can see quite a lot of activity around here, big reactions, wicks, etc. So this is not particularly bullish. Now I want to switch to another chart for gold, because the one I was on, I'll just go back to it. I wanted to see what volume was in this area, because if it does break down, it looks to me visually like there's a big hole down there. And what we can see, I found another chart which is currency.com, that has got volume for the entire region, and you can see if it does fall into here, there's a pretty big hole down until kind of 1500 level, and we've got that there's a weekly level down there as well. So I'm interested to see whether this is going to be a trap, a swing failure pattern, and it bounces up, or whether it's going to close below. To be honest, the way this looks, losing the weekly 200, and the way Dixie's positioned, you've got to favour the downside, and you can see how fast the reactions are from here. So this could come down pretty quickly down to these levels. So if you're going to trade this as short, not so easy to manage risk from here. I'd probably want a retest of this weekly 200 and this value area low, and then you could play short down to there. If it flips it, great. We're looking back up to this this point of control, this volume region here. So that's kind of what I'm watching for gold, but it could be a pretty quick path to the downside there if Dixie has some sort of blow off top, and especially with the news events going into next week. Okay, and then just back to the other chart, we'll go onto the daily. Again, stock's not telling us much there, but you can really see this the loss of this level, but also in the daily, it has created a new daily level here with that close there, so we can manage off here if we want to take long, which I have. I'll play it up to this region and then close it, and I think we can look for potential short positions off here, and then that quick run down. So that's what I'm looking at on gold. Now silver, I'm going to move on to silver. It's not one I've covered before, but somebody, I can't claim this, somebody mentioned this falling wedge pattern, and I hadn't seen it. I can't remember who told me, but anyway, if I remember, I'll pass on credit to them. But silver could be interesting. So let's go to the weekly. It's in a quite a big downtrend. It's a bit weaker than gold. Gold was a bit more rangy and just at a point of breakdown. Silver's already, if you looked at that as a range, silver's already broken down to got a clear weekly downtrend there. But if we go back to the daily, we start to see signs of a bounce. Now this falling wedge it's not perfect at all. I prefer to see a touch here and one up here, but yeah, okay, we'll look at it. It does give us a potential target. So falling wedge targets back to the top of the wedge up here at be about the 25, high 25 level, and if you look at the volume, what's interesting, if we played this as a long, which I'll cover in a minute how you've managed that, but you've got some areas there to take profit. you've got this value area low, which is pretty nice. You've got a big point of control there, and then you've got the actual falling wedge target itself. Now if we look at this in more detail, we've got I've already pulled this fib pull here, so we got the reaction off the golden pocket there down to the daily 21. The daily 21 supporting it, and it's pushing up against this resistance line. So there is a potential play here. You can either take the view that this is bearish, and you can take the and there's going to be a swing failure pattern, take a short down to these levels, these daily levels below, and that's fine. If you want to view this as a falling wedge and play it all the way up to these sort of 3 take profit zones, I think you watch for I think you need a bit of patience, so watch for it to break above the golden pocket zone in this daily. If you start getting closures there, then yeah, you can start to play this higher. Really, it needs to take out this. There's a weekly and a daily level there at 20. So even if you wanted to be really patient, wait till it claims that. Another option to take short there as well. So some setups there. Not telling you how to trade it, just giving you the levels. Okay, and then on to Dixie. So we'll go weekly first. Obviously Dixie is on a massive uptrend, stock's still up. There was this bearish divergence on the RSI potentially, but it's not not really played out or any signs of playing out, so I'd ignore that one. Weekly levels, we have created a new weekly level up here at 109.6, so that becomes the weekly resistance. And if you remember last week, exactly what I said was, does it reject off this level and come back down to the channel and the weekly and bounce? And that's exactly what happened. So for example, gold was getting a bit of a run up down here, and then at the point this bounce, that's where gold started breaking down. So for Dixie, there's nothing there to suggest that there's not going to be continuation, but we have got a resistance level here now that we can play off, and this kind of midline, which hasn't been great, but that's the level to watch. If it flips this, I think it's going to head for the top of the channel again. For this to start getting bearish, it would have to get below this this level here, and really below the weekly at 107.9, I call it 108. Then you could start looking at the kind of the channel breakdown type targets. Should be, if it broke down here, you'd be looking down at these sort of levels. Obviously it had a move out of that, so I don't play a massive amount of attention to this this channel, but there has been some nice touches on it, so it's one to watch for bounces, but also breakdown. So that's the 2 levels I'm watching this daily. If it flips that, great. If it starts to show weakness and break down from here, then yeah, a lot of stocks and gold and metals are going to move up as a result. So that's the summary for this week. I think just be really careful around New York Open. There's going to be a lot of volatility on the days that I mentioned, and just a reminder, if you want more detailed trading setups, the Discord link below in the comments, you can get into the Discord there, and membership details as well. We're covering a lot more setups and a lot more detail, a lot more hands-on one-to-one feedback as well on trading. So that's it. Again, please let me know if you want us to cover any other assets. Be happy to look at them for you, and have a happy week trading. Thank you.